or someone would ask me the other day, she's like, what are you going to do when you actually find someone really similar to you? Would you get along? I was like, gosh, no way. Hey everyone, welcome back. We hope everyone's having a good start to 2021 and that it was a great festive season. We'll get straight into it. So, Leroy, do you live for the weekend?
That's a really good one. And my answer 2 years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, would have been hell yeah, I live for the weekend. I lived for that weekend. You know it. We all did. But uh, my perception of that has changed. And it came from talking to a few people. And essentially, what I found when I lived for the weekend is that I would just be like say Monday, I'm like, oh, Monday, it's a Monday. Everyone kind of hates Mondays. Tuesday, Wednesday, hectic, hump day. Let's go out for a drink. Why not? And then Thursday, yes. Friday is a rager. I'm ready to go. Saturday, yes. Sunday morning, I'm feeling probably very hungover. Sunday afternoon, feeling slightly depressed because I know I won't have this feeling up until at least Wednesday or even Friday the following week. And that's kind of how I lived throughout uni, throughout high school, and it was fun. But when it comes to doing full-time work and then living like that, I just found that I was feeling shit. Like I was just like, what's the point? Like, I just wasn't living to the fullest. And after speaking to a few good friends, and like someone mentioned something like about like the actual concept of living for the weekend, because I didn't say I live for the weekend, I just did it. But like once someone said, oh yeah, like I stopped living for the weekend and it made like the week a lot better, I was like, hang on, you're onto something here. So yeah, now
So
I
how would you define what living for the weekend is now? Because I stood by your side 2 years ago for the Sunday scaries, trying to fight them off together.
yeah.
And you're fighting a losing battle there. There's nothing more intimidating than staring at a full week of work, knowing that you're starting at rock bottom,
Mm,
and then having to try and claw your way back up through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So
100%.
how would you define what living for the weekend actually is?
Like nowadays or back then? Nowadays.
For so how would you be able to pick it in someone else? How
Ah,
would
it's pretty simple, really. It's almost like, all right, let's start from Sunday. Sunday, you're on the group chat. Oh, I feel shit. Oh shit, like the week's coming. Monday, it's pretty. The group chat, everyone's pretty silent. Tuesday, silent. Wednesday, you start to hear those like, those pings like, yo, anyone up? Like, what are we doing? What's happening this weekend? Thursday, it's full effect, and Friday, it's beers, just beers question mark at 3 p.m. Then
yeah, yeah.
that's one way. Like, even if like your like sort of your group chat is just, it only really becomes alive towards the end of the weekend. Like, you're not actually engaging too much with your friends or with your friends, and you just become active at the end of the week. That's kind of how I noticed, because you go in a little cocoon from Sunday till Wednesday, just trying to work, trying to like get grips of whatever you've done on the weekend, tackling yourself, and then coming out of that and just going back into it again. And
So to summarize it all into one sentence, essentially your whole life revolves around it's like a roller coaster. It's like you know that you're living to be happy for a few days, knowing you're going to pay for it for another few days, essentially.
yeah, 100%.
And it's an interesting way of living, because I know that we've both been there, and I mean, I guess you could say we've come out of it. I think COVID's had a lot to do with that, and we've converted our productive days from 3 to 7, I think, which has been a big jump. But it's interesting because it's a productive lifestyle. Like you can fully justify that lifestyle forever, and that can make you as happy as you want. Like I think what just because what we do might be a little bit different, living that life is totally fine. Like that's just I think it just depends on what you're passionate about. Like for example, back 2 years ago, the only thing we cared about was having as much damn fun as we could,
Mm.
and that was all jammed into 3 days. And then it was like that's fine. Like I don't really care about the rest of the days. Like at the moment, my work, my training, and everything else around that wasn't as important to me as was the bender, and making the memories, having the good times, and then I guess sometimes drinking to forget the shit times too.
Yeah.
So I think it just kind of depends on what you're passionate about, and I think because when we were doing it, we were still very very good functioning, adults. Well, not really, maybe not adults, but we were still very good
Semi-adults.
functioning, human beings. Like we would still be fitting in 5 training sessions a week. We'd still be doing quite well at work. We'd still be I think uh, we definitely had this lifestyle in uni too. We'd be lying if
Yeah.
we said that we didn't.
Uni was more
And
aggressive.
yeah, and yeah, we were getting good marks. Our grades were good. Got through everything pretty much trouble free. So it's a way of life. I think that we can preach, being like, oh, it has these good bits and these bad parts. But in the same sense, I think it's because we've started to become, I guess, passionate about different things,
Mm.
or we've been able to find, by we can I guess a pretty simple way of explaining it is we've learned how to feel good every day rather than just how to feel really really good on a few days.
Mm. Yeah. No, that's exactly it. And even to add on to that, like the one of the reasons I've really adopted this way of living is obviously because of the passion I have for other things now. But at the same time, when I was sort of living for the weekend, I felt like I was stuck in a rut. Like I would just go, yeah, party on the weekend and just you get by in the week and not really personally for me because I want to be achieving. Like a growth mindset. I'm out here to keep going, keep growing, and living for the weekend. I was just stuck in this rut, and I really noticed this, especially like in the like holidays, the uni holidays. It just become one big blur, and I never know what I've done,
Yeah,
and I didn't like
all of
that.
it. Yeah, man. It's like all of a sudden you lose that imposed structure from work and uni and just life admin tasks. All of a sudden you take that away in the holidays, you realize everything falls to shit, falls to nothing. And all of a sudden it's 7 days a week of cramming in fun, and then you've lost complete track of what you were working towards, like where you wanted to be. All of a sudden that's all forgotten about.
Mm,
But it's interesting because at that time I think I still had a very much a growth orientated mindset. It's just at the time I think that was all I could really see in my capacity to grow was, okay, I've got these days to do this. I'm gonna send it over the weekend, but if I can still do this, X amount of tasks before, it justifies it, and I'm still growing and I'm having a great time at the same time. But now I kind of look back on that being like, oh man, I was so restricted. I was hungover 50% of the time. Like my training sessions were more just to go and get out of the house rather than kind of really commit to something. Like,
mm,
work at the time was I mean, it was just casual. It was just casual, the usual run of the mill jobs. I didn't need to have that kind of wanting to keep on learning, keep on growing, keep on pushing. Whereas now I do, and now I need more time, which I've given myself, and I take the same amount of pleasure out of doing all these extra, learning, and I guess you could call it growth mindset type things, and trying to, work towards the future. And then I'm foregoing those other things that gave me that equal amount of happiness. It's been I get, yeah, just the fact that I'm not hungover all the time is like a massive bonus.
yeah. And like that being said, definitely still send it though. Like that's
Yeah,
just
um,
send it when planned and earned.
exactly. Like you gotta. I think I think our trouble, not our trouble, but the pattern that we got into is when there was nothing on, we'd make something on.
Mm,
Like there was even on the weekends where there was nothing, it's pretty easy to kind of get the ball rolling, and then all of a sudden
to
yeah,
rouse
it's
up
not
the
a super
troops.
time. Yeah, exactly. It's not a super time, but it's still enough of a time
Yeah.
to celebrate the week finishing, even though it's just going to continue on to the next week and you hate yourself again.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's it's interesting seeing like how far we've come in terms of like my alcohol intake is like very, very minimal. And I don't really have as much kind of burning passion. Whereas
Mm.
before, to go out and, and yeah, there's always one more drink you can have. There's always one more thing you can do at the end of the night. And
Yeah.
now it's just like, nah, man, like that's just going to subtract me for the next 2 days. I just don't see the value in that anymore. But
Yeah.
before, holy shit, man. Like, yeah, there was that race. There was the commitment to last man standing, which essentially is a dangerous thing dangerous competition to get into. No one wins.
No one wins. That last man standing, it got ridiculous. Like, 18 to 19, you could get quite drunk and then be very drunk and sort of pass out or, call it. But once everyone was
Yeah.
like 22, everyone was seasoned veterans drinkers and
Yeah.
you could be
They knew
drinking
how to
all
party.
night. It could be,
Yeah.
oh,
They knew how to make it through to, 8 o'clock the next morning. And like the sleep deprivation, that'll set you back 2 days.
oh yeah.
The come down from alcohol, plus minus any other miscellaneous come downs that are thrown along the way from emotional expense and serotonin depletion. That's adding another 2 days. Then all of a
That's,
sudden you're back at Thursday. You're finally starting to feel good again. You've just foregone a week's worth of training. You've just survived work, and then all of a sudden you're like, man, I'm feeling good again. And then all of a sudden you hear like it's like beers question mark. It's like, oh
oh,
no.
shit, here we go again.
But that was just a habitual pattern, whereas like it's seemed to have shifted now. Now
Yeah.
I'm
I
now
COVID
my
has definitely
bender
played a big part in that, to be fair, as you said before. But
it's
I,
crushed my bender tolerance. That's for sure. I cannot handle anything like I used to be able to. Like a few drinks, man. I get a few couple of glasses of wine, I'm in bed. I'm
You're
tired. I'm
good.
hungover the next day. I'm like, shit. That was I
What a
had
night.
four. That was too many.
But yeah, I think like what I want to share is like how I've changed to live for the week, and it's really simple to actually do.
Mm,
And for me, what I've done is incorporate like I physical exercise. Like we've been going to the gym forever, pretty much together, and that's always been a really nice way to break up things. But also adding in social. I used to never
mm.
do social outings or anything during the weekdays. It was all reserved for that first beers
Yeah.
question mark on Thursday or Wednesday. Like, what's up? What's the crack?
Yeah,
So
you had to save your emotional coins to be able to tolerate the onslaught that you knew was coming.
yeah,
It was like, oh,
just
quick
shelter
couple
away.
of
And
yeah, I totally agree, and I think, I know that me and you are very big on goals,
yeah.
um, and I think we at the time we had goals, but they were related around having fun, and I think like my difference now is more related to learning as much as I can.
Mm,
Which, man, I tell you what, I still learn so much from going. When I go hard, man, that in itself is a learning experience. Whether it's good, bad, whatever, you stuff up a few things. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You relearn how good it feels to feel good,
mm.
and it's addictive. It's
It,
addictive feeling sober.
it's the new bender.
It is. How
Bobas.
long can you go for without by working through some coursework in the morning and doing a little bit more and not drinking. What a strange thing. I mean, in
Yeah.
saying that, we're recording this in the last week of 2020. I know you're going full send over the next
yeah.
over the next few days.
Yeah. It's gonna be. I'm gonna be a shell of a human come the beginning of the new year, but like
But
it's all part of the all part of the
Exactly,
send
mate.
it when planned and earned.
Exactly. Like that's one that I know you've had in the this week you've had in the diary for a long time, and then you've forgone other stuff, knowing that that was what you're working towards. And so yeah, you get to go away and just have the most incredible weekend, knowing that that's part of the plan.
Yeah.
Like that's because I know sometimes when I'm sitting there, sometimes I don't really want to be doing all the little extra things that we love that we do, but like it's that thought, knowing that you're working towards the other stuff that you love to do anyway, and then that's those little bits and pieces add up to, once you're there, like you have nothing holding you back. Like you're gonna have the damn best time you can because you have put the effort in.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas like other like us 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, it was not earned. That was like it was just the feeling of earning it was surviving the aftermath. It
And
was
then
like,
getting back on the horse.
oh how
Yeah.
how times change.
No, that's like a really good point. Like, and especially this coming up weekend, I'm going to do that our 19K move aside. I'm going to make sure I get that done, and once I have that done, I'm going to switch off and just be like, let's go, bring it on.
Yeah.
And
Knowing that next year it's once you're back, you're ready.
yeah,
You're in the zone, and then you're planning for the next one. That's the most exciting part.
exactly. And that's what you need to do in life. Like, it's all about balance. Like, yeah, we work hard and do all this stuff, but you also need to be able to play hard and like just relax and enjoy yourself. Because if you don't enjoy yourself in the end, what's it all for? And like, what's the
Exactly.
reason? Like,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah, it's that funny old thing of finding the balance,
Mm.
and then being able to we keep coming back to it, like about being passionate about different things at different times in your life, but being able to find that passionate thing and then keep the balance of all the other stuff that you need to do to be able to keep you and everyone else around you happy. And then it's like the ultimate equation of how to get shit done, how to send it when required, but how to also keep yourself in a good, happy mental state to be able to handle life in general.
And how to live, how to enjoy Monday through to Sunday.
Exactly.
That's the motto for 2021. Enjoy Monday through
Yeah,
to Sunday.
exactly. Make the most of all those days. 7 out of 7, not 3 out of 7.
Yeah.
Well, mate, you did pretty good. You did pretty good. I reckon we'll wrap it up there. You've got some packing to do. You got to practice the essentials to be able to survive this next little.
Essential shorts and a shirt and thongs and
Yeah,
a case. That's all I need to take with me.
yeah. Good starting point.
Yeah, mate. It's been a pleasure as always, and thanks everyone for tuning in. Be sure to check out Mufa's site. At this stage, we might even be up to the half marathon. So
Yeah, yeah. We were pretty close by. Yeah, well, probably about a week, 2, 3, or 4 weeks.
yeah,
Somewhere along that spectrum, we'll be getting this one out there. So
mm,
yeah, they'll be getting up there by this point.
jeez,
We're coming
man.
along good though. Feeling good.
Yeah, I'm still astonished. Like I didn't even think I'd be able to get to this stage. Running 10Ks for me it seemed impossible, but you just got to keep going. Incremental
Yeah,
changes. How good.
that's the bonus of a good plan.
All right, mate.
Right, mate. Well, have a good one, and we'll catch up soon.
See you later.